This is WWETV. I'm Matt Doran, and this is my record, Can You Hear Me? You can download it everywhere. My name is Matt Doran. I'm from Brooklyn, Whitby, and I am 17 years old. Well, back in, once I graduated grade 8, my mom got me this recording setup, and she set me up, and so it was just in my room. So so she gave it to me, and I started writing like these little licks and stuff like that. And after a while, I was like, okay, I'll start trying to songwrite. And then so it took me about 2 years, and then I started really getting into it. And so now I have my full album out. So it's like, yeah. I mean, most of the time it's like I'll be like sitting in my bed and lyrics will come to me, or I'll be at the piano like practicing like my classical stuff, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, you know what would sound really cool, and then I'll start screwing around on the piano, and then so normally lyrics come first, and then following that will be like my chords, and like then I'll come up with the melody and stuff like that. My style, it's kind of like a mixture between like, I guess you could take like the Beatles and make them a little more goth, and maybe a little bit more, and then like Mariana's Trench, very much like Mariana's Trench and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay, so would you say that you're a fan of the old school?
Yeah, of course, yeah, no, it's like the Beatles, Queen, everything is, that's where I go. The Beatles were very minimalistic, like all they had was drums and bass and their guitars and stuff like that. And that's really good, and I still love incorporating that. And like so, but now it's like I'm still a really big fan of what's coming out now. It's like the synth, like my stuff is so synth heavy. It's like, but it's also like got the real instruments and stuff like that. So yeah, it's changed, but I'm in love with it, so it's all good.
So who would you say are your favorite artists and why?
Now it would probably still be the Beatles, Queen, Mariana's Trench, 21 Pilots, Imagine Dragons, and Billie Eilish, yeah. I'd love to be a worldwide selling artist and like being on tour, and like touring's probably my biggest dream. Like I'd love to perform every single night with like my band and stuff like that. It'd be so much fun.
Okay, so what do you like more, the performance side or the creating side?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I'll spend 4 hours creating a song just like that in my room, and I love doing that. But like nothing will beat the feeling of playing live to a like really excited audience and stuff like that. Mariana's Trench is like I listen to them and it's just like, wow, man, like I'd love to be that good. And so so when I hear that, it's like, okay, how can I like incorporate all the different artists that I listen to? How can I incorporate their kind of like a little bit of that and a little bit of that? So it's like I take all that and stuff like that, and yeah.
Okay, so what do you want your listeners to take away when they hear your music?
I mean, I try to be really inspirational with my music. So it's like when they listen to it, I hope that they become inspired. And you know, if there's any musicians out there who are like on the fence of wanting to do it, I'd love to be an inspiration to them and be like, yeah, if I can do it, then you know, it's like then they can do it as well, right? So it's yeah. So I've got my main friend group who are just totally ecstatic about my music, and they'll come out to my gigs and stuff like that. But everyone else, it's kind of like, I'm so, like where I live, it's very much rap based, like SoundCloud, like I'll listen to like Post Malone and stuff like that. And it's like, my music it takes elements of that, but I'll never be like a Post Malone kind of thing. So it's like, a lot of my other peers at school who aren't really close with me, it's kind of just like they kind of distance, like they'll give it a listen, but it's like, oh yeah, it's just Matt's music. So it's like, yeah, but no, my friends, yeah, but no, my friends are like my peers and my close friends. They're so supportive. It's like unbelievable. My album, well, it's got something for everyone in it. So it's like. It's a 10 track album, so like I have everything from like stuff you'll hear in like nightclubs to like, you know, some gothic ballads and stuff like that. So I tried to include something for everyone when they're listening to it, and like so I wanted to take everyone on this like little journey of like, hey, let's stop here in like this little goth rock section, and then we're gonna go into this like pop section, and then this really hard rock section. So it's just stuff like that I was trying to get. So yeah.
Okay.
I cover so many different genres. I feel like I cover so many different genres. It's like, whereas like there's some artists where like you're listening to an album and it's like, wow, some of this is like starting to sound, it's like some artists you listen to and it's like it all blends into one. And like I would never want to be like that guy. I want to be like, I want people to listen and be like, oh yeah, this is like totally different from what we just listened to. And it's like, so yeah, I try to have something for everyone. I think Go Natalie's playing right now. I released that actually a year ago, but we wanted to re-release it to radio. So again, because it's like, yeah, that's my pop single right now. Yeah.
So how did you feel when you heard it on the radio?
Oh, I never thought, if someone came to me like 3 years ago and was like, pretty soon you're gonna have or 3 years from now you're gonna have a song on the radio, I wouldn't have believed them. Well, I mean, I come from a really musical family. It's like, that's how I've become so heavily involved in music, because I'm really lucky to have these parents who've just thrown me headfirst into the music scene and stuff like that. Whereas like, you know, other people I feel aren't as lucky, and so I'm really lucky to have that. And I really hope everyone will listen to my record, and I really hope that they like it, because like I said, I'm hoping that there's something there for everyone. And yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Canadian artists on the Billboard charts like The Weeknd and Drake?
Do I like them, or like?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on seeing Canadians doing so well?
Oh, that's great. It's like, because you'll listen to the Billboard Top 100, and most of the time it's like either UK or America. So it's like, it's so good to see Canadian artists moving their way up in the business. It's so good to see them all coming up, right? And it's, yeah.
Okay, where can everyone get your music?
Everywhere. That's SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that.
Okay.
YouTube too, yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, I'm Matt Doran, and like, so I really hope you download my record, and I hope you like it. It's Can You Hear Me? Yeah.